Is ego your secret weapon, or the ticking time bomb that will blow up your life? On one side, ego feels like rocket fuel. It gives you initial motivation and the confidence that I'm unstoppable energy to chase big ambitions. But on the flip side, as Ryan Holiday drills into in Ego is the Enemy, the fight to master our greatest opponent, unchecked ego doesn't just trip you, it kills your growth, burns bridges, and poisons every relationship you thought you cared about. Take this classic story. A man, drunk on his own ego, clawed his way to the top of the corporate ladder. Every night, he chose emails over dinner, competition over connection, success over his marriage. And yes, he got the crown, CEO of a global giant. But the prize, a wife who barely recognized the stranger he'd become, a broken marriage, and an empty house. He won the game, but lost the life. Ego convinced you that the trophy was worth it, but then it left you with nothing that matters. That's exactly what ego does. It'll take you to the summit, then shove you right off the cliff. Ego might skyrocket you upward, but it always hands you the bill and the price is brutal. At its worst, ego devours everything. Your wins, your peace, your relationships, and still screams for more. It screams, be better, look bigger, get recognized more. And while a little drive is healthy, ego twists it. It tells you you're already smarter than everyone else. So why listen? It blinds you, isolates you, and locks you in a prison made of your own self-importance. And today, ego has never had it so easy. Scroll social media for 5 minutes and see how inflated your ego gets with every filtered post. Anyone can crown themselves CEO of a one-person company that doesn't even exist beyond a LinkedIn headline. We post our goals, bask in the fake applause, then sit back feeling like we've actually done something. Spoiler, we haven't. Real growth doesn't come from hashtags. It comes from humility, from eating dirt, failing, and learning anyway. Aspire to be humble. Yes, it's hard. Humility isn't a weakness. It's accuracy. It cuts through your ego and shows you reality as it is. It's looking in the mirror and saying, okay, I've got strengths, but I've also got blind spots the size of Texas. The humble learner or the arrogant know-it-all. Which one will you engage in going forward? Contrary to your ego's belief, being humble doesn't mean you aren't great. Think of all the great companies that were built in dusty garage with humility and no fancy corporate offices. Action is more important than empty talk. You know that friend who talks about their big plans 24/7 but never moves a muscle? Don't be that person. Every word you waste drains your battery. Every step you take charges it back. Action builds momentum. Shut up your ego and let your results speak instead. Keep learning like your life depends on it. The moment you believe you've mastered everything, your growth effectively stops. A true student learns from everyone. Winners, losers, even people you can't stand. Absorb the information like a sponge, filter it, and retain what is valuable. Business, life, relationships, everything is constantly evolving. If you're not adapting and learning, you're already falling behind. Don't let your ego convince you that you are already amazing, and continue growing. Purpose beats passion. The conventional wisdom of following passion feels great until it blinds you, burns you out, and leaves you fried. Purpose is passion with boundaries and discipline. Passion fizzles when it's inconvenient. Purpose grinds when every cell in your body wants to quit. Purpose drags you out of bed on the days you don't want to do more and dares you to keep going long enough to build something that lasts. Here's the crucial point. Purpose extends beyond your own desires. It's about creating something bigger, more durable, more meaningful than your own ego trip. Restraint, the power move nobody likes. Everyone wants to clap back, get the last word, or prove a point. Don't. Power is in restraint. If your ego says, fight back, sometimes the smartest move is to smile, step back, and keep working. Nothing throws off a hater like someone who refuses to take the bait. You chose to starve their ego of the fight they crave. Focus on your goal and trust that you can change the system and people's opinions for the better once you achieve the goal. Restraint isn't weakness, it's a strategy. Chess masters don't play every move. They wait for the winning one. Get out of your own head. Whether you keep replaying your own past success or taking pride in your projects too early, stop. That business you built a decade ago may hold little value today. It's just making you stagnant in life right now. That success that you think you will have as a new business owner, not guaranteed. Continue learning and getting new achievements. Focus on what you have done lately, not what you have done, or will do in the future. Work is the antidote. Ideas are cheap. Everyone has $1 million idea. What separates dreamers from doers is work. Hard, boring, thankless work. If you're not willing to grind, then stop fantasizing. You're not building anything. Don't rewrite your own history. Here's another ego trick. When you win, you rewrite the story like you were destined for greatness and are superior to everyone else. Reality check. You aren't. Your ego lies to you and tells you that your success is all you're doing and no one else's. You worked, you got lucky breaks, and you pushed through, and maybe even got help from your partner or team. That's the truth. Keep your feet on the ground and keep with the success habits that got you here. Drop the disease of me. Titles, money, attention. Ego craves them all. But the second you start thinking the spotlight belongs only to you, you've lost the plot. This constant need to feel special is born out of fear of not being loved. Conquer your fear and your ego. Drop the need for more. It's in our human nature to want to possess what others have. But someone will always have more, or something you don't have. An unchecked ego can tempt you to cheat on your significant other, as you want what you have and what you don't have. Your ego will want a high profit only to move the goal higher once you achieve it. Connect to something bigger. Look up at the stars sometime. Do you really think the universe revolves around your deadlines, your bank account, your Instagram following? Civilizations thought they'd last forever, and they're gone. Your ego shrinks when you realize how small you are compared to the universe. If you're not tied to something larger, your victories will feel hollow. Reflecting on something bigger will quiet your ego. Time, the only currency that matters. Ego convinces you that time is unlimited. It convinces us that we can outwork and outrun everyone. We can't. Don't waste time on behaviors that create more problems. Don't invest time in your friend who thrives on drama, hoping to help them, even though they don't have any desire to change. Time spent on the wrong people is theft. You're robbing your future to feed someone else's ego and chaos. Spend your time wisely and measure your life in currency that matters. Fail. Learn. Repeat. Here's the brutal truth. Failure isn't optional. You will screw up. The only real mistake is clinging to failure until it drags you down. Ego says, never admit defeat. It thinks that every criticism or constructive feedback is an attack. Wisdom says, take the hit, learn, move on. Learn to admit your mistakes and learn to say sorry to the people around you. Nothing disarms ego faster than the words, I was wrong. They cost you pride, but buy you respect. Ego is the enemy, but only if you let it run the show. Awareness and mastery of our ego is a constant practice. The real question is, will you master your ego, or will you continue to be average because of it? Comment below on the parts you liked so I can do more of that in the future.